Hello, I'm Ellie and welcome to the first ever podcast from the Teesdale Radio Club. TRaC is a new platform for you to share your interests with everyone else. So whether that's music, sport, even humour or quizzes, you can find out all about what others are up to here on TRaC. And one or two teachers will be popping in as well. Now that we're all back in school, it's time to start looking forward to the future. While things are beginning to get back to normal, there's still a bit of uncertainty around. So we thought, what better way to start our first podcast than with some inspirational thoughts to keep in mind? Here's Penny with some well-chosen words of wisdom.
1. The number one skill in life is not giving up. 2. Be who you want to be, not what they are telling you to be. 3. Stars can't shine without the darkness. 4. Self-confidence is the best outfit. Rock it and own it. 5. Never put passion in front of principle. Even if you win, you'll lose.
If you've got an inspirational quote or some advice to help us all with our mental well-being, then it would be great to hear from you. All you have to do is email Mrs. Bissix. The address is julie.bissix@teesdaleschool.co.uk. Someone who truly captures that spirit of inspiration and motivation is Holly. She's a highly skilled and competitive mountain biker. Harry was very keen to find out more about her success, and he started by asking her when she got into the sport and what her favourite type of racing is.
I've been riding my bike since I was 8 and I did downhill enduro since I was 11.
Nice. Where is your favourite place to ride and why?
Revolution Bike Park in Wales because the tracks are really, really good. And it's uplifted as well, so it's a bit like a lazy day,
Yeah. Mhm. Do you like doing jumps?
I don't know, cause I'm not very good at jumping. I like them, but I prefer the routes and all that, cause there's a mixture there.
Yeah.
Of everything. So. Yeah.
Out of all your races you've done, because I know you've done loads, what have you found most challenging?
The one at Llangollen PMBA, just because it absolutely poured down, and it was on this shale that I'd never ridden, and there was just no grip, and I just could not ride it. It was really hard.
All right.
Yeah.
What do you do to prepare for your races?
Just as much time on the bike as possible. And then it's more just doing some, even if it was just a little bit, every day, it's either the bike, a run, or the spin bike.
Alright.
You just time on the bike, really.
Yeah. What's your most memorable fail or bail?
I think I was 12, or I don't think it was 12, but maybe, I don't know. I just got a new bike, and it was the first one I had with disc brakes, and I was testing it out on the lane near my house, and I pulled my front brake, went over the handlebars, and knocked my tooth out.
Ah.
Yeah.
If you could own any bike or model bike, what would it be?
Probably Santa Cruz, just because I'm just in love with all the Santa Cruz. They look so nice, and I love my old Bronson and all that.
Yeah. Do you have
proper? Yeah.
Do you have a favourite colour or model, or do you just go with what you think you like at the time?
I don't know, because I really I can't remember what year it was. Because I love looking at the V10s with the downhill bikes. I don't need one, but I love looking at them, and then I like the Bronsons, the newer versions.
Yeah,
I think it was 2018 or something. I'm not sure.
They're really nice looking.
Yeah. Definitely.
Who's your biggest inspiration and why?
Danny Hart, just because he's just an absolute legend. Especially with that run in Champre when he in 2011. I know it was a while ago, but it was just absolutely awesome.
Yeah, he's my favourite too.
Yeah, local legend.
Yeah. Do you think the sport is developing more for females to take part in?
Yeah, like definitely, because they've been doing like more female events and all that. Like it's the whole Tech Women's by PMBA.
Yeah.
And they go on girls' festivals and all that.
Yeah, there's a lot open for girls nowadays, isn't there?
Yeah, it's definitely getting bigger, faster.
What are your ambitions for the future?
Well, Wales Enduro really, and then World Cup. Like the team have two favourite tracks with Fort William and Maribor.
Yeah.
So maybe just like racing, and if not, just travelling with my bike.
Yeah.
Different tracks and all that.
So thank you for agreeing to take the time to talk to me, Holly, and I wish you loads of success in your future career.
Thank you, Ta.
What a fascinating insight into what it takes to be a successful young competitor. Holly was chatting there with Harry. If you've got a sport or activity that you're into, and you'd like to share it with us on TRaC, it would be great to hear about it. Maybe it's something unusual, or something you think deserves more publicity. It could be something that you do yourself, or someone you know who does it. Send us a few details by email to julie.bissix@teesdaleschool.co.uk, and we'll take it from there. A musical interlude there, played and composed by me. We'd like to include as many different types of music as we can here on TRaC in our future programmes. Whatever style, if you sing, play, compose or even mix, we'd love to share your talent with our audience. Our teachers know a lot about their subjects, and loads of other things too. But how good are they at deciding whether something is true or made up? We decided to put them to the test.
Hello and welcome to Fact vs. Fake. Our topic this time is crazy critters. I'm your host, Genevieve, and our guests today are Mrs. Bissix and Miss Donahue. They will have to decide if these animal-based events are fact or fake. Question 1. Miss, the boar ate my homework. June 2020. A wild boar in Israel intercepted a young boy on his way home from school and ate his homework, as well as his school bag and its contents. Could such a story be true, or is this all just another homework excuse? Miss Donahue, what do you think?
I think I'm going to go with fact, because I find that article sort of it's almost sort of too well phrased, isn't it? I think it's fact. I'm going to go with fact.
Miss Bissix, what do you think?
Well, I've heard a lot of strange homework excuses in my time. And I know that there are wild boar in Europe, because when I've been to France in the past, there have been wild boar there. And I don't know, I'm tending to agree with Miss Donahue. The wild boar ate my homework and ate the bag and everything. You see, it's the detail, isn't it? It's the extra bits.
Ate the bag as well. That adds an extra strand of truth for me.
Ate the bag, his packed lunch, the pencil case. Everybody's homework. I'd be interested to know if it was everybody's homework or just the English homework. That would give you a bit more of a clue. I'm going to agree with Miss Donahue and say I think it's a fact.
Okay. And it is fact. It's totally true. There was a boy in Haifa who abandoned his school bag and ran away from a wild boar. His dad posted a video on Facebook, which brings up the question, why was the dad videoing this instead of helping? What's the best excuse you've ever heard for someone not handing in their homework, Miss Bissix?
Oh, I struggle to remember. There have been so many. My favourite one, my favourite kind of Barnard Castle homework excuse is, I have done it, but I left it on the piano. I thought that was quite amusing. Miss Donahue?
I feel like I have had a range and wealth of elaborate reasons in the past, but I'm struggling to recall any overly interesting ones. I've had sort of quite a detailed story about how my water bottle leaked on it. I put it on the radiator, and then my younger sibling took it off the radiator and started running around the room with it, and then the dog ate it, and I quite like the stories that have layers to them. So, you know, like you're almost thinking, actually, is there an element of truth to this? Because there's subplots and there's characters and there's sort of various twists in the tale, which isn't just as simple as my dog ate it or I left it on the bus. So yeah, I always you have to enjoy those stories when you find them, I think.
Yeah. Final question. $1 million pigeon. November 2020. A racing pigeon called Ken was sold at auction in China for the amazing amount of 1,600 euros. Was a pigeon really sold for that much, or is this a foul? Mrs. Bissett, what do you think?
I don't know. I think it's a strange name for a pigeon. Ken, come on. If you had a pigeon, would you not call it, I don't know, Speedy or Rocket Boy or fast name? But yeah, I don't speak Chinese. Maybe Ken is a word for something that's fast in Chinese. 1,600 euros. So that's about, I don't know, about £1,000. It doesn't seem an unreasonable amount of money. Have I got the amount right? 16.
Yeah, 1,600 euros.
Oh, sorry, 1,000. Yeah, about £1,000. Do you know, I don't know. If you like pigeons, why not? You've got to spend your money on something. I'm going to say fact. I
think that, just come into the name Ken that Mrs. Bissett picked up on, I think they're quite often pets, because I think, pigeons are still pets, are quite often named quite human names, aren't they? Because, they're part of the family. So I think that bit is potentially believable. And I also think that, not that I know a great deal about racing pigeons, but I know that there can be quite a bit of money in racing pigeons and all other sorts of animals. So I think that it's fact. I'm going to go with fact.
Okay, it was fake. The pigeon was really sold for 1.6 million euros.
Thank you.
That's incredible.
So it's not quite for the reason that Mrs. Bissett thought that it was sold for too much, but actually it was sold for far more than 1,600. Question 2. Canine Candidate 2020. November 2020. A French bulldog called Wilburbeast was elected mayor of a town in Kentucky. He received over 13,000 votes and won by a landslide. Do you believe this political story, or did we make it up? Mrs. Bissett, what do you think?
Oh, I so want to say it's made up, but I've got 3 dogs, and I think almost any one of them could get some kind of vote from people. Where was it again? Where did this happen?
Kentucky.
Don't know. You see, I think Kentucky's famous for racing, isn't it? Horse racing and racehorse breeding. I think they're more likely to have voted for a horse. I'm going to say fake.
Okay. Miss Donahue?
I think that politics in the 21st century continues to surprise me, but I think this is a fake one.
It was fact. Rabbit Kentucky has been electing dogs as mayors for the last 22 years. What breed of dog do you think would make the best mayor, Mrs. Donahue?
You got me on the spot a little bit there. Can you come back to me? Can Mrs. Bissett chip in? I'm a bit
okay. Mrs. Bissett?
So I'm going to say that I think one of the qualities of a good mayor is to look the part and to be kind of well-dressed and turned out smartly. And I've got 3 working Cocker Spaniels, and it's really hard to find things like, dog clothes, because they tend to be for tiny little dogs. So my dogs don't really get dressed up. They've got drying coats, which are practical rather than fun. But I think something like a Chihuahua, where you could buy all those sort of pink spangly things, or a small dog, a kind of You know, a little dog that you could pick up and carry around that would look cute in the outfits.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Okay, I've had a bit of thinking time, and I'm going to go with something like maybe a whippet or a greyhound, because I think they're quite kind of, like Mrs. Bissick says, you know, this idea of them being quite well turned out and well presented. And I always think whippets, certainly, the way they kind of trot along with their long limbs, they're quite demure and sort of, you know, quite calm on the surface, perhaps. So yeah, I'm going to go with a whippet.
That was Miss Donahue with her views on which breed of dog would make the best politician. Thanks again, Mrs. Bissick and Miss Donahue, for taking part in Fact or Fake. Putting the questions to them both was Genevieve. Here on TRaC, we like to keep on top of the news that you need to know. Seeking out the stories on our behalf, it's over to Adam.
Hello Teesdale, this is our weekly Karen report. We have found an incident that shocked the world. Its name is the Zombie Karen incident. She walked up to a restaurant and was refused access for not wearing a mask due to the global pandemic. Unpredictably, she then started attacking the door. Then there were 30 onlookers watching. Then, supposedly to clean the door, she began to lick it. Licking away at the door in front of 20 people in the restaurant is not generally considered a wise move. Yes, Britain has seen a 60% rise in these incidents, and I've no doubt that we will have more next time. This is our continuous Karen content.
Licking a restaurant door while everyone's watching? Easy mistake to make. Don't let things like that happen to you. Brought to you as a public service, Adam will be back in our next podcast with more of the weird and bizarre things that people really do. And that's all we have time for in this, our very first TRaC podcast. Thank you so much for listening. We hope you've enjoyed it. I'd like to thank once again everyone who's taken part in the programme. If you've got any ideas for things that you'd like us to include in the future, we'd be delighted to hear them from you. Better still, why not join the TRaC team and take part in a podcast yourself? Earlier in the programme, we mentioned that we want to feature as much of your musical talent as we can. Penny has done just that. She produced the music you're hearing right now using an app and a synthesizer. It's called Electric Hits, and we think it's the perfect way to play us out. From me, Ellie, keep safe and join us again next time on TRaC.